And set to begin their next possession. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Jonathan Abram able to make the play defensively.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Looking to throw. Herbert. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down. Herbert. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, Charlie. Check.
Back to throw. Herbert. And he's going to go down again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Rivers. Throw left side, complete to Cup. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's good for a Buccaneer first, to pick up of 12 yards. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. DeMarcus Lawrence getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert.
The amount of sack.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
From the 24, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
3rd and long for Rivers. And that is incomplete. It was the veteran Devin McCourty. You got a hand in there to break that one up.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And taken right at the 35. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. 2nd and 6. And that's Elliott, complete.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That's good for a Buccaneer first, to pick up of 12 yards. On first down, Herbert. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Levante David.
Don't go this way. Intercepted. The Saints take over first and 10.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I know you ain't got it.
Following the interception here, Rivers escaping the pressure right. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. So the scoring dried up here in the third. Nothing that quarter for either side. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing again on second down. Rivers, he gets this one to Johnson. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on first and 10. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing Rivers. For left side, it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. Rivers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10.
Hey, easy, easy. 6 by 6. No gain on this defense, no gain.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. Second and 24. To throw, Rivers. Looking left side, and it's complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they look to throw. It's hauled in by Shepard. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Check three. Pick the edge.
Here we go with Johnson. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline? 2
runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, let go.
To throw on third down. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And they're looking at fourth down now in this tie ball game. On fourth down, Herbert. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. So now I need an explanation for that one, Charles. You're tied, fourth quarter, deep in your own territory. What was going on in their mind?
I can't even begin to imagine. I understand being aggressive. You know, how many times have you looked at me and said, are you crazy? Why would you say go for it there? I wouldn't in this situation. I'm not sure what he was thinking other than maybe he doesn't believe in his defense at all anymore, that he just says, I've got to go for it in this situation. But his meeting, the head coach's meeting with the GM and the owner, that's going to be an interesting one because he's going to have to offer an explanation for this one. And how about the defense? They had to look across the field and go, that's the ultimate disrespect, isn't it?
Yep. Now he'll pull it down. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's Rivers. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. On first down, it's Johnson. And he'll take this one down near the 15. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They go to Johnson again. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football.
Stay there. Stay there. Black 15. Hey, let's go. Let's come across. Hey, go orange. Orange.
On third down, Johnson. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be first and goal. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on first and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Flush to his right. And he's taken down here by the Saints. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get him in the end zone.
Set. 18 Gators. You ain't going nowhere. Go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Saints, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.